Okay, let's jump right in. The paper we're unpacking today is AgentFold, long horizon web agents with proactive context management. And if you're working with AI agents, you know the big bottleneck.
Oh, yeah, it's the classic problem, isn't it? Context saturation. Your standard React agents, they just keep pending everything, reasoning, action, observation.
Right.
And sure, you don't lose any info that way, but pretty soon the context window is just this massive, noisy log the agent basically drowns.
But then the other way, just, rigidly summarizing the whole history every time. Well, that's risky too.
Super risky. You keep things neat, but you might accidentally throw out that one crucial detail you needed from way back when. It's gone, irretrievably.
So AgentFold comes at this differently. They call it proactive context folding.
Yeah, and the core idea is treating the context not as some static log file, but like a dynamic cognitive workspace, almost like how we think. The agent learns to manage its own memory.
And it does this with two specific folding actions.
That's right. There's granular condensation, that's for protecting really important fine-grained bits of info from single steps.
Okay.
And then there's deep consolidation, which is more about abstracting away whole chunks of interaction, like summarizing a completed subtask or even a failed attempt.
And the results they got with this approach are pretty striking. Their AgentFold 30B model.
Yeah, the 30 billion parameter one, it hit 36.2% on BrowseComp. So that's actually state-of-the-art for open source agents right now.
Yeah, and it beat models way, way bigger than it, right? Like DeepSeek's 671 billion parameter model.
Yeah, exactly. Beat it comfortably. And it's even competing with some top proprietary agents. It really shows that smarter context management can beat sheer scale.
And that efficiency really shows up in the token counts.
Yeah.
Over 100 steps, the context barely doubled, something like 3.5K up to 7K tokens.
Yeah, incredibly concise. Compared to React, it's tiny.
So let's dig into that core problem a bit more. Long horizon tasks like complex web research or planning multi-step actions. That's what these LLM agents are supposed to be good at. Why does the standard React approach stumble so badly?
Well, think about it. You're asking the agent to perform, say, 100 steps. With React, by step 100, the agent's prompt includes the entire history of all 99 previous steps, every thought, every action, every website snippet it saw.
That sounds huge.
It is huge, and most of it is probably irrelevant to the immediate next step. The signal, the useful information gets lost in the noise of the past. It's like trying to find your car keys by reviewing security footage of your entire week.
Ah, okay, good analogy. So the agent gets confused, its reasoning becomes less coherent, and it starts making mistakes.
Precisely. It drowns in its own history. Performance degrades, sometimes catastrophically, the longer the task goes on.
And the fixed summarization approach, the alternative, why isn't that the silver bullet?
Because it's too blunt an instrument. Imagine summarizing your entire day's experiences into one paragraph every hour. You'd lose crucial specifics, right? Maybe you noted down a specific error message at 9 a.m. that becomes vital at 4 p.m., but it got summarized away at noon.
Ah, okay. That loss is irreversible. You compressed out the key detail without realizing its future importance.
Exactly. There's no intelligence in deciding what to keep and what to compress. It's just mechanical compression of everything.
Which brings us to the human analogy they use in the paper, which I really liked. We don't keep an exhaustive log of every thought, do we?
No, definitely not. We manage our memory actively. Think about how you solve a complex problem over hours. You don't just accumulate raw data.
Right. You pause, reflect.
You consolidate. You might summarize a section you just figured out, or note down a key finding, or even consciously decide, okay, that approach was a dead end, let's ignore it. We use this sort of mental scratch pad dynamically.
We manage our focus.
We manage our focus. Exactly. It's discipline, retrospective consolidation. And that's the inspiration AgentFold takes, making the agent actively manage its own cognitive workspace.
So how did they translate that idea into an actual architecture? How does AgentFold structure its context to enable this active management?
They moved away from that single monolithic history log. Instead, they explicitly partition the context into what they call a dynamic cognitive workspace. It has 4 main parts.
Okay, go ahead.
2 are static, kind of providing the fixed frame. You've got the user question queue. That's the overall goal, keeping the agent on track.
The anchor.
The anchor, yes. And then the available tools. T, basically, the agent's manual, detailing the APIs it can use, what functions it has.
Right, the constant rules of the game and the dynamic parts. That's where the memory management happens.
Correct. They split the history into 2 components. First is the long-term memory, which they call multi-scale state summaries. This holds the curated past.
Curated how?
Well, it's not just raw steps. Some past interactions might be there in detail. Others might be represented by those condensed or consolidated summaries we talked about. It keeps the logical flow, but filters the noise. Think of it as the agent's distilled memory.
Okay, so that's the long view. What about the immediate situation?
That's the second dynamic part, the working memory, or latest interaction. This is always the full, high-fidelity record of the very last thing that happened. The agent's reasoning for the last step, the action it took, and the observation it got back, raw and complete.
So it always knows exactly where it is right now, even if the deeper past is summarized.
Precisely. It maintains perfect situational awareness for the next decision, while the long-term memory provides the broader context without the overwhelming detail.
So the whole operational cycle becomes perceive the latest state, reason about it, explicitly fold the context, and then act.
Exactly. Perceive, reason, fold, act. The folding isn't an afterthought. It's a learned, integral part of the agent's thinking process each turn.
It has to decide how to update its memory before it even decides the next action.
Yes. It outputs its thinking, its action, and a folding directive. That directive specifies what range of past steps to modify and what summary to replace them with, if any.
Okay, let's get into those folding directives. That's the core mechanism, isn't it? You mentioned 2 modes.
That's right. The agent learns to issue one of 2 types of fold operations. The first is granular condensation.
Granular, so fine grain.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
This happens when the agent just completed a single step, say step T1, and got a really important piece of information, maybe a specific password, a file path, a crucial number. It uses granular condensation to fold only that single latest interaction into a very compact summary.
Why not just keep the raw interaction if it's important?
Because even important raw interactions can get lost later if a deep consolidation happens over a larger range. Granular condensation is like taking that vital piece of info and immediately writing it down clearly on a separate key findings list. It protects it, makes it concise, but preserves the essence.
Okay, so it safeguards critical nuggets of information. What about the other mode? Deep consolidation.
Deep consolidation is for handling larger chunks of history. The agent specifies a range covering multiple past steps, maybe steps K through T1. It fuses the information from the latest interaction with the summaries of those previous steps in the range.
And when would it use that? 2
main scenarios. One is positive. It just completed a multi-step subtask successfully, so it bundles up all those steps into a single summary like successfully retrieved user profile data, steps 5-8.
Cleans things up.
All right. But the really clever use is for handling failure. If the agent realizes a whole sequence of steps was a dead end, it uses deep consolidation to basically retract that entire failed sub-investigation.
Let's use their case study, the one searching for shops near the U.S.-Mexico border. There was that part where it spent ages trying to find GPS coordinates for a McDonald's.
Yes, exactly. Figure 5 in the paper. The agent spends 11 steps, from step 6 to 16, trying different ways to get GPS coordinates and failing every time. Null results, errors, etc.
A standard React agent would just have those 11 steps clogging up its context, just making it harder to think clearly.
Absolutely. 11 steps of failure noise. But AgentFold, at step 17, does something brilliant. It issues a deep consolidation directive covering steps 6 through 16.
What does it replace them with?
It replaces all that messy history with a single, concise summary in its long-term memory that captures the lesson learned. Something like attempt 616 to get UPS coordinates failed, which prevents using the 7.8-kilometer radius method.
Wow. Okay, that's not just saving space, that's actual strategic adaptation. It acknowledges the failure, summarizes the implication, and frees up mental space to change tactics.
Exactly. It prunes the dead branch and distills the learning. In the example, this allows it to immediately pivot to a different strategy, searching by cross-border criteria instead of the failed radius approach. That's something a simple summarizer just can't do. It lacks that strategic insight.
And this ability to strategically prune or condense also avoids that compounding information loss you get with naive summarization, where a detail has to survive multiple compression rounds.
Right. With granular condensation protecting key single steps and deep consolidation handling larger abstractions, AgentFold has much more control over preserving what truly matters over the long haul.
Now, teaching an agent this kind of complex, structured thinking, folding, explaining, acting, that sounds non-trivial, how did they train it?
Yeah, you can't just expect a base LLM to do this reliably out of the box. They had to create a new dataset called Fold Generator specifically for this, and then they used supervised fine-tuning, SFT. On the base model, they used Qwen 330B A3B.
Why SFT? What does that achieve here?
SFT is crucial for teaching the model the structure of the task. It needs to learn to consistently output that specific multi-part response. The internal thought process, the JSON-formatted folding directive, the natural language explanation for the user, and finally, the action command. SFT basically distills this complex reasoning and folding behavior into a single, efficient forward pass of the model. It makes the skill robust.
Okay, let's talk results. The performance numbers you mentioned earlier are impressive, especially for a 30B parameter model.
They really are. That 36.2% on BrowseComp, beating the 671B DeepSeek model, that's a powerful statement. It strongly suggests that architectural intelligence, the way the agent manages its context, can be more impactful than just throwing more parameters at the problem.
And it wasn't just BrowseComp, right? Didn't it also do well on wide search?
Top marks there, actually. On the item F1 metric for wide search, which really tests gathering and synthesizing info from many sources, AgentFold got 62.1%. That was the best overall score reported, even beating proprietary models like some versions of GPT 3.54 and Claude.
So the curated memory seems to genuinely help with synthesizing better answers.
It seems so. Better signal, less noise.
But for anyone thinking of implementing something like this, the killer feature might be the context efficiency itself. Let's look at those token counts again.
Yeah, this is where the engineering really shines. Figure 3 in the paper is key. The context growth is sublinear. As we said, maybe 3.5K to 7K tokens over 100 turns.
And how does that compare to the React baseline?
The difference is massive. By turn 100, AgentFold's context is, on average, something like 84,000 tokens smaller than the React agent's context. That's a 92% reduction.
Wow. Okay, 84,000 tokens saved per instance over 100 turns. What does that mean practically?
Huge savings in memory and cost. The paper estimates about 7 gigabytes less memory needed per inference instance for these long tasks. If you're running many agents or very long simulations, that adds up incredibly fast. It makes longer horizon tasks actually feasible.
And it's not just the number of tokens, but the structure too. They mentioned block count.
Right. React's history is just this ever-growing linear chain of blocks: thought, action, observation. AgentFold, because of deep consolidation, keeps merging blocks. So the structural complexity of its memory also grows sublinearly. It stays simpler, easier for the agent to navigate mentally.
It keeps the workspace tidy.
Exactly.
Which leads us to the really big question, scaling. How does AgentFold hold up when you push it really far beyond 100 steps? That's where most agents just fall apart.
This is another place where it shows its strength. They tested it on a BrowseComp for up to 256 turns. AgentFold's success rate kept climbing steadily.
Kept improving, even out to 256 turns.
Yep. In contrast, they show a much larger baseline model, GLM 4.5355B, which uses a more standard context approach. It completely saturated and failed beyond 64 turns. Its context window likely just filled up.
Because it couldn't manage its history.
Right. AgentFold using only 7K tokens at turn 100 out of its 128K capacity. Well, it just has enormous headroom.
So the potential to go to 500 turns or even more seems real, just by letting it run longer, because the context isn't the bottleneck.
Absolutely. The memory isn't the limiting factor anymore. And what's fascinating is how it manages that memory on extremely long runs. The context length doesn't just slowly increase forever.
It doesn't.
No. Because of that deep consolidation, especially when it prunes long failed paths, the total context size can actually decrease sometimes. The agent actively cleans up its own mess when it realizes it went down a rabbit hole.
So it's exhibiting genuine self-correction, tidying its workspace as it goes.
That's exactly it. It's maintaining a manageable cognitive load even when the task stretches out significantly. It's a much more sustainable way to approach really complex long-duration problems.
So wrapping up, the big leap here seems to be moving beyond just having a context window to having an agent that is, in a sense, a self-aware knowledge manager.
I think that's a great way to put it. Instead of a fixed, predefined policy like keep everything or summarize everything, AgentFold learns an action of context curation. It dynamically decides what to keep, what to abstract, what to discard, based on the situation.
It turns the context from just a limitation into a strategic tool.
Exactly. And thinking about what's next. The paper mentions this too. They achieve this with supervised fine-tuning, teaching it to mimic good folding patterns. But the really exciting frontier is reinforcement learning.
Using RL, how would that apply?
Well, instead of teaching it how to fold based on examples, you'd let the agent discover the optimal folding policies itself by directly rewarding it for task success.
So it might learn non-obvious strategies for context management that lead to better outcomes.
Precisely. What's the absolute best way to manage memory to maximize my chance of solving this complex query? RL could potentially unlock even more sophisticated and effective context management behaviors.
That's definitely a fascinating direction. It really feels like AgentFold has shown convincingly that for these tough, long-horizon tasks, intelligent context management might be a more fruitful path than just endlessly scaling context size.
I agree. It's a very compelling demonstration that how you think matters as much, if not more, than how much you can remember.